All right, not going to waste any time, so let's get right into this. Welcome back to Season 5 of the Shaken and Stirred podcast with a little bit different look, which we're going to get into in a second. This will be Episode 6. We're jokingly calling this one at the outset maybe the rebrand podcast, but we're going to have an interesting subject for today, but we do want to get into the updates and what, if you're watching this, you might say is a little bit different. So let's dump right in. You can see things have changed. Well, if you've seen pictures, you'll know that things have changed. If not,
but someone hasn't posted in a really long time, so you might not remember what the pictures look like.
Still,
someone hasn't taken pictures in a long time.
Well, I'm still on the social media.
Oh, that's right. You're on a.
That is what I gave up for Lent. So, yeah.
That's your excuse?
My timing was epic. No, that's what I gave up for Lent.
I'll be using Lent for that.
It was time. Need to get away anyways. Kind of deal.
He's been really good about it too.
Haven't looked at anything. Won't even look at stuff that I get sent. And then she gets mad because she has to show it to me on her phone.
That's still, you're not breaking the rules.
Won't do it. So, hey, if this is your first time, that's normal.
On the podcast, not in real life with regular people.
Oh, I don't burp ever?
I shall not tell lies.
No, not you. Other regular people.
Oh.
But, we'll get right into it before we get into our actual topic. I mean, this is a totally different setup, similar, but, very differently attuned.
The mics are the same.
The mics are the same. Soundboard is the same, but we have decided to go and start recording video and audio.
Because we thought you needed to see our faces.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I'm a little nervous.
Especially to our viewers in the Netherlands.
Did you say viewers with an S?
Yeah, I'm not being funny. It was so funny because with this whole rebrand, I just was going through cleaning up our emails and trying to go through them all, and I didn't know that they send you a synopsis of your year in review.
Oh, okay, excited.
We did, and we have touched 5 countries.
When you say it like that, it's kind of bad.
It's nasty.
We're still under investigation.
Okay, let's hear it. Who do we have?
Netherlands, Australia, England. I said British. Great Britain, Canada, and us.
It's really the 51st state. So.
Hey,
Canada was our second most downloads, if you can't imagine.
There's maple syrup drinking suckers love us.
But I was cracking up that the Netherlands and Australia have actually listened to our podcast at least once or twice. I think
on purpose.
Australia was 4 downloads.
So we're thinking that's Danny Ricardo from F1.
You hope.
Come and join us on the show, Danny.
He's like, oh, I got that hashtag. Let me check this out.
They were like, oh, I meant shaken and disturbed with 2 N's.
Too late now. You're roped in, buddy.
And then
that
the Netherlands, that was 6 downloads.
That's Max Verstappen from F1.
Oh.
Or at least it's his people checking out who the stalker is.
Stalker, yeah. They're like, who? Do we have to put him under investigation?
Why does this guy keep hashtagging him?
Because I can drive faster than you. That's why.
Oh, throwing down the gauntlet.
I felt like that last night on the way home from the winery.
Oh.
You were like a freaking drag racer going onto the highway. I'm like...
Don't tell him that. He's going to find that to be complimentary. And he'll do it again.
I mean, did we get home safe?
We did.
Did anyone die? I actually drove home faster from golf the other night than the winery.
It's not the speed. I get on the highway, you're going to go fast.
You're one left turn, and you're like, oh my God, I almost died.
Was it a hard left turn, sis?
Hard as...
I did.
It was like slam on the brakes.
I did my last second braking like I was going into a nice hard left-hander
and
on
all
the track.
of us went against the...
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen.
I don't know. Punk's feet didn't move.
At
They were right here the whole ride back.
She was feeling no pain.
Yeah, she was feeling no pain.
But yeah, so we actually have some global recognition.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
So to keep things moving forward, we audio definitely wasn't enough. People need to see us.
People need to see this.
But not being funny, I genuinely
I was getting ready to say that's my job.
I genuinely? Huh?
No, never mind. Just your original thought. Go with
Rewind
it.
this when you download it.
You'll get it. Just keep going with your thought, babe.
Okay. The last episode we filmed. I don't get what's going on.
This is what the people
This is what the people have been
What
missing
is
right here. 5 minutes in, we got crying laughing.
But this is because are we still cool, and are we cool?
Yes.
That
And the
was-
answer is no.
Yeah.
Right. But those two
Resounding.
episodes were just us,
Yeah.
and we laughed our asses off.
It was good. It was
Well,
good.
for you to send out a message middle of the day to an episode you hadn't even posted, saying, I'm listening to this one now and crying laughing. I'm like, I can't find it.
Nobody else is listening to it.
But it made me realize, like there's so many little like nuances to like the looks that we give each other and like the facial expressions that if you're just listening, because
You might miss
listening to
it.
those episodes, you can hear where there's something like missing. Like as a
Yeah,
listener,
they're
you're
not
not
in on it.
getting it completely. You're
Yeah.
only getting a part of it.
They can't see these mixed drinks.
So, it's so
Brought to you
true.
by Wicked Weed Brewing.
Oh Jesus. And so I
From
was
a
like,
can that we got at the grocery store.
I definitely think that recording it is going to be fun because it gives people a more of a view of what it's really like while we're while we're recording.
Do you like the
things.
artwork?
Yeah, I do.
Isn't it cool? Doesn't it
do
kind of
love
look
it.
complete up here now?
Yeah, it does. I
a
love
studio.
this.
Yeah.
The Punkinators.
Yeah.
Artwork. we
Except for
covered.
those flowers over there.
She will tell you. And you know, and T and I is royalty.
That's not her artwork either.
no.
Yeah,
not
that's
hers.
okay.
I mean, she
We
could do
can
it, I'm
claim
sure.
it.
She came up though and she was
She
like,
could do it
"Why
if
are
she
those
wanted to."
flowers up? Those are not mine."
Yeah, I was like, well, it fit there.
She was like, but
Yeah.
And then she knew it was her sister's and immediately texted her sister and gave her crabs like, your art sucks.
oh, shots fired.
When her sister's like, yeah,
She's
Okay.
like, we all can't be you.
Never said I was an artist.
yeah.
Well, you know what? For the first one going out, we missed something major.
What?
We didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh shit.
Well, speaking of, you know what? I was getting ready to get around to that because there's a little change there also.
Oh yeah. We didn't
Yes.
hear this one.
Mm.
Go
Yeah, it
ahead.
made it sound like it's ominous.
Dun, 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 dun.
Jeez Louise.
Just-
Your name is?
Oh, T-Bone.
That's correct. You're still there.
D-Lo.
Or D.
Queen D.
Queen D. And I'm just going to go by JP from now on.
What?
Or, yeah.
That was not what we said.
That's not what we just. Wait.
Big JP.
That-
What do you think we talked about?
There was a totally
was this
different
last
name.
night during wine? Because that could
I
be
don't
the
remember.
reason.
Yeah.
Enlighten
Yesterday, I you were asking me to remember. I just remember we had a conversation and it was not that name.
Oh, what was it?
Oh, okay, but you know what? It's not.
It's not JP.
Okay.
It was something more original than that.
Well, what's wrong with aged white cheddar?
I just think it's like too difficult.
For what?
Humans.
We do have to keep things simple around here.
Capacity isn't too difficult.
You never use it.
I don't use anyone's.
I know, but see, I'm trying to make it easier, like getting close to my actual name.
It was not that though, but you did mention yesterday at the winery that you wanted to change your name if we're going to do this whole rebrand, and you said it, and I was like, oh, and I was like, okay,
King Julian.
I don't remember.
No.
what it was. It was something
Physically
creative.
fit. Physically fit. Physically fit.
I like to move it.
What is that from?
Madagascar.
King Julian?
Yeah, the lemur king.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
that from
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. This is
The
why
children's.
This is why you
children.
have her.
I got you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I would love to know what other name I thought that was so prolific.
God, I can't.
Maybe I'll stay with AWC until that happens.
Until
Anyway, I think you should because whatever it was actually pretty good.
I need to know, first of all, in order to rebrand, do you have to brand first? Because were we all that before with
Yeah,
branding
of
and
course
shit?
we were.
Okay, I wasn't.
I mean, in our own
I
heads, we
show
were.
up, I record,
Does
and I
it
leave.
matter?
No, but do we need to do a new picture though?
Yeah, we'll get to that in 6 or 12 months.
Okay.
Oh,
Is this what we- It took us almost that long to do the first one.
Busy lives, busy lives.
You look way back and you see like the original
artwork,
yeah. And it's like, wow, that was.
I loved it.
It was cute.
Yeah.
It was cute.
I had different hair too.
I'm talking before that.
Oh,
that little like art
had like the little microphone in there.
It had the orange streaks.
Oh, that was cute.
Yeah. I liked I love our picture.
Oh yeah.
I loved the taking of the pictures.
Yeah.
That afternoon was fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
But
those were the days.
The dynamic, and this is kind of like why we shifted and pivoted to what it looks like now.
Mm-hmm.
Is just there's so much that has changed over the last 6-8 months.
Yep.
Within the show,
life changed.
Yeah, the girls are working or at school, and
Steph
moved. Pickle comes up and he joins when he can, but he's got his own stuff going on, and it kind of
Meg's been hit or miss lately.
Yeah, so for that, when we were talking about it, it was kind of like, yeah, that's a really cool way to go. I'll say that it was. Something in the realm of making some changes was in my head. I just wasn't there, but we talked about it in a car ride not too long ago, and it's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Because I'd already gotten the camera. We were trying to figure out a way to set it up. Actually,
right. You thought you were going to put it.
Yeah.
Oh, did you change the light?
No,
has that always been?
It's always been. It's just higher now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I will say this. I do think if we're going to be like blunt, honest, and transparent, like.
What are we? Anything other than that?
No, but the conversation, we were taking Boo back to school, and it was another week where we knew we were going to miss recording.
Yeah. And
he was kind of like, we had talked about it the night prior, but I had been having my own thoughts privately about the kind of branding it and reorganizing how it was centered around the three of us, just because I think we are like the consistent and we are the core, and knowing now that we can hold an episode on our own, just the three of us, and it's pretty big.
Yeah.
And, we don't need to have a ton of people. And so, but I hadn't said anything to him, and then I didn't want to have that conversation in front of Pick because I didn't want Pick to feel like he wasn't included.
Yeah.
But knowing he's not always consistent. So then driving home from Harrisonburg when the next day he was like, are we just going to let it go? And I was like, no.
My original, my thought to her was, I was like, I'm starting to think maybe this whole deal has run its course.
Right, because it's been hard to kind of have everybody convene.
Yeah.
It is like the inconsistency is like, we do, I mean, we joke about listeners and stuff like, but we do have people that are dedicated listeners. And,
yeah, they are.
And they
really want to know?
Yeah.
Do they love us? They really
we
love us.
We have a core group that are very invested in listening.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Our consistency had gotten really terrible. And it's like, are we just kind of done?
Well, it hit me when I did the recap. We only aired 25 episodes last year, which is
a good
2 a
number.
month.
That's a good number, though.
But when we used to do it weekly,
that's
every other week average.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were posting every week.
So now that everyone has kind of slowed down, things are getting into place. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do it 2 days a week?
No, what we decided was we got the calendar. Behind the scenes, we have our own little thing set up. Like, we got our calendar. If you we know we can't do certain episodes, so I've already put in there where we'll record earlier in that week so that we drop on Sunday every Sunday consistently.
Nice.
So you guys can be guaranteed to have an episode every Sunday. If you can't be there, you've got vacations planned or got job trips, go in the calendar and put it in, and we'll record earlier that week so that we know ahead of time where the glitches are and when we got to reschedule for when we're going to do it, so that we have the episode ready for that drop.
Oh shit, we gonna get organized.
It's sophisticated.
Ooh.
And I want to try to put in there like my big thing is in putting this out there to the listeners and the followers, because most of them are our friends. Let's face it, 99% of the people that listen are our friends.
Definitely, yeah.
And we have new friends.
And we do. So, but if you want to be on the episode, we want to bring friends in.
We will not pay for your travel, though.
No, you got to get here on your own.
But we can take phone calls too, which is fun.
That's true.
Right, that is true. If you know if we know we're recording at a certain time, but if you want to be a part of it and you have a topic you want to talk about, let us reach out, because then we'll put it on the calendar and we'll put you on the calendar. Like, we already have a couple people who know they want to be on. We're going to figure out when they're available, and then we've got the topics we're going to talk about with them.
We got 2 more mics sitting right there ready to go.
It would be really fun to do it in that way, where somebody just drops a message and Instagram or something and say, you guys talk about this, and we will.
Yes.
We do not have a problem.
I mean, we all are very opinionated, and it will be entertaining.
I will say, just because we've been very successful at doing this over time since day one. Mm-hmm. Yes, we will talk about things, but can we just stay away from politics? This is for fun.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I prefer not to dip our toes, other than jokingly every now and then, into it.
I agree with you.
Too many potential.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to stay lighthearted, because I feel like we are really good at deep cut shit.
Right.
Well, and it's some of our best conversations, especially off air. So we don't have to shy away from deep cuts
or dark or hard conversations.
Yeah, because we're here for it. But I do agree that, the political arena
is dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Well, just because we have so many friends from so many different angles, and I would never want to jeopardize a friendship.
Yeah, it's a very
all right. Well, speaking about deep cuts, let's get into it. We've all, everyone's watched it now. But
the 3 of us.
The 3 of us.
Well, maybe somebody else too.
I'm sure there's other people, because we've told most of our friends you need to watch this.
50,000 viewers.
But if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. Mm-hmm. But it's a documentary series, only 3 episodes, 4 episodes, something like that.
The 4th one's short though.
But it's called Scamandered, and this one hit a little close to home, and I think pissed everybody off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because this is a story of a young lady who faked having cancer.
Hardcore.
For multiple years.
Like, she was devoted.
For thousands and thousands of dollars, and duped thousands of people. Yeah. Through the course of this.
Into giving her hundreds of thousands of dollars, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the summary. Wife, mother, and blogger Amanda Riley's tragic cancer tale captivates thousands, but after an anonymous tip to an investigative reporter, her own words may prove her downfall.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
And it was definitely her downfall. So pause right here if you haven't seen it yet.
Don't
watch this, because we're about to talk about this. Ho. She is going to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
She's going to hell.
Well, the thing is, after everything went down, they're like, she's going to do it again.
That was what was amazing to me.
No, that's wild.
Yeah.
Watching it at the end. But I will say,
your people know you. Your people know you. This is what jail is for.
Right.
The people who are going to do shit again.
But watching another show that we watched today with a very similar story.
Yeah, we got another one for you.
Okay, I can do some homework.
Same exact kind of mentality, though. She didn't stop.
Yikes.
Different country, different kind of punishment. Actually, no punishment, no consequences.
You're going to do this.
And then she hasn't, and they were like, whatever.
She's still free
living. But she is continuing to lead this life of, like, changing her identity and morphing her character and who she is.
The one we just watched, that chick is 100% a pathological liar and a sociopath.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So is Scamandered.
Yeah, very similar situation.
So is Scamandered. So this is episode 1 just fucked me right up.
Did it?
Yeah, because I could not believe that she infiltrated, that's the word I'm using, these people's families.
Right.
Yeah.
And just worked her way in like a weed.
You mean she was a teenager and the husband, and how she, like, basically took him from his wife?
And, like, took over the life and, like, wanted...
Absolute wild shit.
And his kids and... Absolute
wild shit. Like, I
feel... It's sick.
It was sick. It was sick. What was sick, and you can get me if I'm wrong, she came in to help a child...
Yes.
Battling childhood cancer.
Yes.
To help her be more athletic, be more physical, help with her treatment, keep her
happy.
Keep her motivated in her movements. So she came into the family to help. Looked around and was like, yeah, I'm taking all this shit. Like a fucking thief.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, and we don't have all the background, right? There might be another version where something else happened that's less sinister, but I just don't feel like that's true.
I don't think so. Not in this case. It was sinister.
I mean, it had.
And I think the husband, it was 100% on it the whole time.
Well, that's what the ex-wife believes.
I 100% believe
she
that.
definitely believes that.
I mean,
he
even
was
like
right
the
there
beginning,
with
like
her.
I think it started when she came into the home originally
Yeah.
to support the daughter, and something kicked between him and her.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
while
wasn't
she was-
100% sold on that. I didn't know.
Okay, so what do you think happened?
No,
there?
it's not that I wasn't suspicious or didn't, but like, even the wife. At one point, the ex-wife says something like that. She didn't believe anything was going on when they were together. It was after he separated or he got out. But whether that's true or not, it doesn't change the fact that
might be her way of coping.
She definitely,
That's a fine point.
she definitely went in there with like intentions of like she took the little girl's story. Like she's
Yeah.
let me
So,
learn what
the
I can
fact-
about cancer and
The fact that she took up with the father shortly is the word they used.
right
Shortly after he left the family home.
makes you believe that something else was there.
Yeah, that it
100%.
struck up.
I mean, I get that. Yeah,
Yeah, something was whether they acted on it or not is remains
the
to be
flirtation was
seen.
there. The intention was
The door
there.
was
Yeah.
open.
right.
And maybe he was like, let me leave the house and then we can take it up. And so maybe there's some truth where
Well,
the
and
wife.
he painted her like the ex-wife, like it was like a one-night stand that went wrong. But she was like, we were in a relationship. We got like he loves to twist that their relationship wasn't what
right.
it was.
I think that man was saving face.
Yeah, and I think he in a much milder version of her, because this dude walked away scot-free, and it's like, you're telling me you had no idea any
There's
of this
no
was
way.
going on.
no way.
The's no way.
Been someone who's been through it.
The part
Yeah.
that is like absolute scum to me is that his child was not well.
Right.
And he has to know what that looks like.
Right.
And know that she was not in the same situation as his own child. And he had to know, because she wasn't sick, that she was just using that information. He's an accomplice, my guy.
100%.
That's the
But
hardest part
He walked
for
away
me.
scot-free, though.
Is like
Fucker.
I don't want to blame society, but we know there's a lot of people that aren't real aware. And like we can joke that I'm not aware of my surroundings, but I'm aware of like things like human nature and behavior. And I don't understand how people like I could see like initially being swept up by her story. But at some point, did you not notice she never looked sick except for her hair?
That's why I say he was 100% in
But
on
even people that were following her, like we talked about this the other day. Like I was going back through pictures of things,
Yep.
and in the moment, and living through it and watching it gradually happen, did not realize how sick he looked back like June of last year, in the radiation and the chemo. And going back and looking at pictures, I was like, holy crap. Like he looks like he's going through treatments. Like
yeah, your body physically changed.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
his face changed, the lack of hair, and it wasn't just that you didn't have facial hair. It was there was no hair there. Like there was no growing in hair. Like there was not like you just freshly shaven.
Right, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And like your face looked like you were going through treatment. It was obvious you were going through treatment. Even though I think you handled it better than a lot do. But how do you look at her, aside from a shaved head, her hair never went bald.
No, she was never bald.
she was shaved.
She was
never
shaved.
bald. Yeah.
How did you not see that there's no dark circles under her eyes? She
Well,
never
you know
looked
what?
gaunt.
Maybe because she worked really hard to blog her,
But she would
journey.
send out pictures.
Yeah, so I think that because she worked really hard to set the scene, people never bothered to pay attention to
To really
that.
pay, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
she just had people like I was shocked 'cause at first we were like, how does she keep getting all these hospital pictures? And then you find out that she was like taking herself to the ER for stupid reasons just so she could get pictures of the IVs.
Yeah, as soon as the doctor or the nurse would like go out of the room, oh, in for chemo. No, you're not.
You at that point, whatever conscious your fucking Jiminy Cricket got stepped on, bitch. Like, you nuts. Right. You know what I'm saying? Something bad happened, something broke in your brain, you do that.
Well, that's the thing that gets me why I say the husband was in on it.
Right.
Because he was there with her multiple times at the hospital.
Yeah.
It's not, did he walk out of the room? She'd be like, hey, why don't you go follow the doctor and go get me a Sprite or something?
Yeah. But how does he miss the blogs?
Right. You don't like you're and
no.
to me like
where's the my God. Okay, when this hoe came up with some fake hospital bills, I lost my entire shit.
Right.
I lost my entire shit, and I was like, okay, that is intent.
1,000%.
Well, the fact that she never gave up her story.
Yo, she believed it somehow.
Well, that's the one thing we were like. The psychologist on the one we were watching today was like, pathological liars do it because there's this desperate need to be loved, to be accepted, to be valued by people, and they become so immersed in their world of lies, it becomes their reality.
Right. You tell a lie enough, it becomes a truth.
And you can't see through it. And it's just like, holy crap. Like, I think for me, what was so hard is one of the other things we talked about is it makes me concerned because right when we were watching it was right at where we were pushing a lot of our fundraisers, and I was like posting constantly fundraisers for the relay. And I started to think like, are there people out there who like are like, oh my God, another fundraiser that they're pushing for this relay? Is this legit? Like, why? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes you feel guilty when you're doing it for the right cause, for real reasons.
Somebody fucked it up for everybody else.
Because you wonder if anybody's seen that story or watched that documentary, are they thinking, is this legit? Are you like...
And we have the paperwork.
Yes. We do. I'm going to scan that, put it up on the website.
We can provide.
You know, she's going to American Cancer Relay for Life events, and she was doing all of this shit.
When I watched it, my family was over, and they're like, is that the Relay for Life? And I was like, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, and I would say, you know, the faking,
because that is a terrible association.
Yeah, and I will say, like, faking the cancer, that pissed me off.
Yes,
but then actually seeing her at an ACS event, I'm like, no, bitch,
with
no.
other survivors, struggling,
Oh my God,
and that's what bothered me because, you know, the last time we were at Relay, we were still in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to show up to an event to raise funds that you're getting a piece of.
Right.
With people who are there who are actually going through it.
Yeah. So
and sell yourself.
You're
it's like
stealing people's money.
And it's
somebody
like,
that needs that can't have it now.
I want to gut you like a deer.
I don't know how you do, deer. I think it's a down motion.
Well, and then she took her stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Her stepdaughter, when she did her interview, and she was just like, she robbed my, like, she stole my identity.
It's so sad.
I was like, oh.
It's so sad. And it's so sick. And I don't understand how do you use a disease like that to garner attention? Like, why that? Like, it's just.
Well, I think when you, we should know this, or maybe this is just me. Once you hear the C word, whether, you know, it's a doctor telling you or someone telling you, there's an automatic, oh God.
Your heart goes out.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And so you automatically want to help. You know, even if you haven't been through it, you know, personally, you know someone who has, and you know the outcome is often not very good.
Right.
And so your thought process is automatically, as a human being, you're like, oh man,
let me give this person what I've got.
Yeah, what can I do to help? You know, kind of deal.
I mean, but that one friend who gave her upwards of $20,000 to $30,000. One, I'm going to be like, how do you have $20,000 to give away.
She gave her like 500 a clip like every month.
Yeah.
Insane. I mean, I love you, girl, but
I was just getting ready to say somebody. So in our house, we talk to the TV. I don't know how y'all do it.
Yeah. She
But
does.
my whole family was like, "Bitch, I wish a motherfucker would put me on a plane." Like we were screaming at the TV. I was like, I can't even get like somebody to buy me a soda right now, much less put me on a plane.
right, like first class to private jets to New York.
Meeting celebrities and
my
getting.
God.
I'm like
the number of
Yeah,
celebrities
me.
that followed her and like supported her, it's unbelievable. And it does delve into a further. I mean, we joke all the time. Oh, no, actually, we don't joke. We say it all the time to the kids, like, be careful what you see on the internet. Be careful what you follow. People are, duplicitous. Like, you really have to be careful because there are people on social media who have no good intentions. Mm-hmm. And they're very, very good at what they do.
Can we give it a name?
You have one in mind, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Just Scamandering.
Scamander in chief.
Oh, we'll do it like kind of so Scamandering. She's the Scamandering.
You're a Scamandering.
You got Scamandered.
I mean, it's so
the Washington
sad.
Scamanders. All right,
But it's
I took it too
bad.
far. I took it too far. Sorry to all the fans. Love you, mean it.
That was actually good. I like it. See, I'm glad I finally worn off on you a little bit there. The cheesy humor is finally suck in.
Oh, I'm on a
I
Long
got
Island
roped in.
over here.
I got roped in. Okay.
I won the day.
All right, go.
No, I don't know. That to me was harder. Was the friends that just didn't. And my favorite girl on the entire thing was the poor desperate girl who just did those interviews because she wanted the attention herself because she herself was a little needy.
No.
The one chick from the church.
The one that prayed for the first time over her body because she passed out in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
She was a little needy herself. I think she was a hop, skip, and a jump away from being a commander.
I don't think she had the mental
But
capacity.
she didn't have the ability to pull it off.
She's not that clever.
No.
Sorry, sis.
She's probably sitting there today. Yep, you're right. I can't Scamander anybody.
But she was a little bit desperate for the attention she was going to get from that interview. Like,
yeah, she was.
Every time it was like, woe is me. And I was like...
That's the first time I prayed.
And I fell for her. And, oh, God, I was taken advantage of.
I will tell you, there were very few people from that church that agreed to be on that documentary.
Right.
It's embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. I bet the church was like, don't use our name. Please don't
Close
use our
the door.
Right. Well, they were throwing money at her at one point.
Literally.
I mean, and that one guy that got, I bet you he hates the fact that they showed that clip probably
multiple
1,000
times.
Give your hands up for her. I love her. That
or
poor kid is probably...
He used it for sympathy.
Yeah. I was just a victim. I believed her.
I mean, but the thing is, when you're a person of faith and you've got something going on like that to a member of your congregation, and you want to lift them up, especially this person who's built themselves into like this pillar of the church, honestly, for her.
Yeah.
You really want to lift that person up and support them, and you're wholeheartedly into it. I mean, you're right there. Mm-hmm. And so I can see, him or other people within the organization, within the church, 100% being like that.
Just falling for it.
I mean, everything you see on the surface, this woman is dying.
Yeah,
No, not on the surface.
If you
Her
don't,
words.
If you don't know
Carefully
the
crafted.
details in the background, you hear that and you're like, oh no.
And I think she did a good job of giving just enough information to keep everybody duped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she did her homework to the extent, because we learned later on this one, because she later talks about her cancer spreading as well.
Oh, yeah.
And
Every year it spread.
and we learned
Every time she ran out of money, it spread.
from a
Pretty much.
the one
Pretty
we
much.
watched today,
She did not do her homework nearly as well.
that it's very, very rare that brain cancer spreads
Yeah.
to other parts of the body.
Oh.
And there are certain parts where it, like cancer's just not found in like the spleen. Like it's almost like
it was the one doctor. She was saying
pretty hardcore.
She was pretty hardcore. She was like, it is so rare for brain cancer to spread to another organ within the body that when it does happen, it's like one of those phenomenons
it's like
where it gets written in a medical journal. It's like,
you're like,
look what we
you
found.
took it too far. You took it too far.
And she's like, spleen? No.
Yeah. Right. So, had I known that information watching that one, I would have been like, come on, people. Come on.
Well, what is funny, though, is that watching Scamanda and knowing what we know, watching this other one, I was not discounted by it. I didn't discount this one anymore. Because
what do you mean?
I think this chick was even more psycho.
Oh.
That's
Possibly.
possible.
But she never shaved her head.
Oh, didn't even play the part.
No,
she was healing. No, can't give it away.
All right.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that
all
one
we'll
yet.
tell you is the Netflix series Apple Cider Vinegar, the short. It's like a small mini.
Yeah,
series.
I've seen that.
I've seen
It's loosely based.
loosely based on her story.
Oh, okay.
But her actual real story is out there on Netflix now.
From a couple of years ago.
And it's called Instagram Finding
Instagram's biggest con
artist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so we watched that one because that's the documentary that was out a couple of years ago.
If they're still searching, I don't know how they top that.
Like this is put a crown on it.
From the psychological standpoint, how do you raise someone that turns into that?
I think things get out of control.
Well, the one thing I will say, we're not really giving away much for this second one, is what you don't see in the second one is the biological father.
True. Right.
All you see is the bio mother and the stepfather.
Right. And they said that mom had a kind of a rocky life.
Yeah.
There was definitely some stuff. But Scamanda, for all intents and purposes, had a loving family. Now, later on, some of the friends of the family said mom might have been a little a little bit self-involved and
definitely
appearances.
She might have been in the shadows at some point,
and the pressures to be perfect and have attention and needing that to so I do think there's a little bit of a dynamic there that maybe lends itself, but to be a total pathological liar,
it starts with a tiny mustard seed and it grows.
It's funny. I want to talk about the other one, but I don't want to give it away. You'll see, but it starts very early on that this person learned that they could tell specific stories and hook people. And it's like
it is an art.
Yeah,
I mean, storytelling is an art, and when you steal people's money using your stories, then it's a crime.
Right.
Apparently, in Australia, it's not much of one.
Oh,
because
okay,
so episode 4, we started watching it.
Scamanda.
I fell asleep. Imagine that.
Never happens.
And it was a shorter episode, and I woke up, and he's like, she got 5 years. And I remember being so pissed off. I'm like, that's it?
Yeah.
She stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from people for years, and she got 5 years. And then the next day I watched it completely on my own and realized that the common punishment is 18 months, and the judge was like, he
quadrupled it.
Oh, he went after.
He was just like, fuck you.
I wish I could give you more.
Right.
He said, I think that was even said.
Yeah.
I wish I could give you more.
But the thing with Scamanda is she's no longer in prison. She's at a controlled halfway house now.
Yeah, she's out now.
I think she already has access to the internet, which is bad.
Doesn't she have a teaching job? Wasn't that what
No,
it came out to?
That was prior.
That was prior.
When
she left the area from the church when everything started heating up, and they were still in California, I think.
Yeah, they were.
And she was like the principal or something of this school.
Christmas.
Right. I thought
it was a small private school.
I thought that's where okay. Yeah, I might be getting mixed up.
I
thought after she finished with her jail time that she had
No, this was before.
Okay.
This was before
yes, she ran herself out of town, went to a new one, and started that shit.
And
back
I
up.
think the cops came and started following when she was at that new place.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think they were still in the same house. No, they completely moved.
They moved.
They moved. But yeah, it was just wild. It's like, you would think, if you did this, you may want to try to lay low for a little bit.
No, but that's her income. That's her job. She's
the amount of effort
went to work
is insane.
She went to work.
It's a lot of work.
It honestly, it reminds me of my old boss when I was at MTR.
Oh yeah, he was like a con artist.
Was he
He's
a Scamando?
Pathological liar, and had that need. He needed to be glorified.
Wasn't he involved in some kind of? I don't know if you can talk about it.
Oh, I can. It's public knowledge. They've done 2 episodes on American Greed. So.
Oh, damn!
it's not hidden. His nickname.
Oh, you're just gonna put it out?
Oh no, his nickname. It doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, okay.
He ain't gonna come after me.
I don't know your life. Go ahead.
His nickname is the Little Bernie Madoff of Seattle. He was running a real estate Ponzi scheme. And that's what,
like on company time.
No, it was his. MTR or the Meridian Group was his company, his group of companies.
Oh, okay.
And they did a little bit of everything. The part that I was involved with was the charter bus side and all the maintenance and running the maintenance facilities. And honestly, he wooed me away with money, and it's like, man,
he love bombed him.
Really, with cash.
Good. So good.
I mean, it was just.
You had to stay in like a nice hotel room, didn't you? Like a penthouse or something?
Oh yeah, like when he flew me out for my interview. I mean, this place
like
was
Pretty
like
Woman
the
style?
Ritz. But rolled in, you had like the glass wall into the bathroom that you could hit the switch and it'd make it opaque. So
they got you with the techno.
It doesn't take much.
The tub, he had a huge tub
with jets
in there. Oh, it had jets, but the water came from the ceiling.
Like a rainforest?
Yeah, it had like this huge spigot just poured down from the ceiling to fill the tub. You're like, what the hell? I'm like,
no, can we just tell you, this is pretty common now, but this was like several years ago when it was not heard of before.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was not. That was not something if you had something like that in your hotel room, more than likely the room above you was leaking. Kind of deal. This was
not
designed.
A feature. Not a feature.
But I mean, like for him, like all of our clothing, like for our workwear and stuff like that, I had to wear office stuff. It all came from Nordstrom.
Oh, Nordies.
You go in there.
Clothes.
Yeah, my work clothes came from Nordstrom. But I mean, I was in slacks and a dress shirt all the time.
Oh, y'all fancy.
But I mean, got interviewed there. It's like, well, let's send you across the street to Nordstrom, get you size for everything. It's like, what? What are we doing?
Your uniforms?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, I wasn't turning
okay.
wrenches, so I mean, I made sure the guys did turn wrenches. But
they were like, he's gonna make us money. Send minorities.
He was running this Ponzi scheme out of the office there.
Wow.
And when things started coming out about it, and it's like, how much work was involved in
the underground
in making it keep ticking along and bringing in him money to support his lifestyle, to support the business part that I was in,
to keep the back office shit going. Was he money laundering?
No, he wasn't money laundering, but he was. The whole Ponzi scheme is, you start a real estate fund for development, and you say it's going to have this much of a return on it. Well, when that return date is coming, and it's getting close, you start another investment. And so when the money comes in from that second investment, you use it to pay out your stakeholders from the first one. And the goal is, or the plan is, like to retain a certain percentage. They go, oh, it paid me out. He told me it was going to be 18% return. It paid me out that. I got my money back plus 18%. I'm going to reinvest it. And so
to
the second one. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So he was using that, and
then the second one just fell out.
No, it's like a constant, but he's getting money off of it because he's saying, "Oh yeah, this one is this. It's going to cost you this much to get in on this one." So the amount of funding you're introing into each fund goes up and up and up, and your return is slightly diminished.
But you still getting them.
You're still getting it.
Yeah, I don't have the brain space for that.
But
if I have to fucking calculate the tip on my fucking receipt, I'm sweating.
So that's why he has me.
I mean, he had hundreds of like email addresses and mailing addresses and PO boxes, and would make hundreds of letters to send them out to investors And a lot of it came back to him, and he would like write these as an investor. Oh yeah, it paid, blah 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 blah. You should get good thing to get into, and he just kept rolling and kept rolling and kept rolling.
It's crazy.
And it's just like the amount of work that goes into doing something like that. It's like just be honest.
I would feel like shit if I was unknowingly part of that.
I did for a long time.
Oh, I'm talking about you?
Yeah.
Well, you weren't part of the illegal part, were you?
When my job was being funded by money that was coming in.
Oh, criminal.
Everyone with,
criminal.
everyone within our group, their jobs were being funded by money that was coming in illegally.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
did you have to file it with the IRS?
no, I actually got money back.
Hey.
So,
Did you really?
I got money back like on some insurance stuff and like 401k payouts that never happened. When everything like went into like deed of trust or something, when they locked everything down, when they started selling off the assets, the gentleman who owns the Space Needle in Seattle is the Howard Wright, is who bought the company.
Okay.
So when all that got settled, the funds from that were to pay out employees.
Well, that's good.
So he just rescued it for y'all's sakes, because that's not a good investment, right?
I mean, the
I have questions.
the transportation side of it, like the charter side of it, was a daggone good business. It really was.
All right, that makes sense.
Wow. I don't know. I don't have the brain power to be. I mean, I cry because a baby cub can't climb up the wall and catch his mama.
No, that was very emotional.
It was.
That was hard watch.
So we'll touch on that next week.
So I sure as hell would not have the ability to be like, hey, let me scam
Thousands and millions
people
of
I
dollars.
care about, or I say I care about, out of like $500 a month. And I don't know. It angered me just because of just everything. And I feel like, if it's possible to say, knock on wood, our battle has been easier than some.
Yeah.
100%, knock on wood, up to this point. And so, but still, it was still hard, and it still sucked, and
Definitely.
it was still, and so to watch somebody take advantage of that or exploit it was just infuriating.
Yeah. So take the time if you haven't watched Scamandered now, you've learned about almost all of it. But take the time to watch it. There is another one out there, and it is the Instagram scam con art.
Yeah.
The biggest con artists on
Finding
Instagram.
or
It's on there. Just type
something.
Instagram on Netflix, you'll find it. But
All right. Yeah, Netflix didn't ask us to say that, but
we said it for them, so we're expecting some
such
royalties.
This was not a paid advertisement.
check for it on your online platforms.
True. But thank you guys so much. I think this was pretty cool.
It was.
First shot at audio and video.
Oh, we'll see how well it turns off.
Turns off. Turns out.
Oh, hopefully it was
No, it
on in
turns
the
up.
first place.
It's plugged in.
Yeah,
They're both
it was.
still recording.
That
we
is so
are
cool.
good.
Thank you guys so much. Have a great week. And hey, we'll see you again soon. Send us some topics.
It cut you off so you couldn't say
Nope.
I
Have
did.
whatever week you want to have. And don't let these people tell you what to do.
And make sure you check us out on Apple and Spotify podcasts at shaken_and_disturbed. Have a great week, everybody.
And we're going to do better about keeping up with our Instagram.
After Lent.
Oh.
No, because Dee and I are going to be able to do it too. Remember we talked about that.
Okay. How about you count us out of here?
Oh.
Okay.
That's still your job.
Thanks for listening to our admin meeting.
Yeah.
I can't get this fast.
I love it.
Oh, my God. And it all goes off the rails now.